Wat?
Je zit ja.
Ah?
Je zit in de koers.
Ja, ja. Snap het.
Hallo, im Vor. Wenn das ist noch. Danke. Deswegen ist hier Text. Links. Eingeben bei Access.
Programm ohne weitere Ressourcen zu verbrauchen auch einen Timer bei Streamlabs OBS einbinden könnt. Das Tool, worum es sich dreht, nennt sich Snets. Snets ist ein Open-Source-Programm, entwickelt von Jimmy Appelt. Das könnt ihr auf seiner Website einfach herunterladen und mit diesem Programm werde ich euch zeigen, wie ihr einen Countdown einbinden könnt. Sobald ihr Snets heruntergeladen und installiert habt, solltet ihr das Programm öffnen können. Und wenn ihr das getan habt, dann sieht das Ganze zeigen, wie ihr einen Countdown. Countdown einbinden könnt. Sobald ihr das Netz heruntergeladen und auch einen Timer bei Streamlabs OBS einbinden könnt. Das Tool, worum es sich dreht, nennt sich Snets. Snets.
Add a countdown and or count up timer to your OBS scene. On screen, I know you can see a little example of what this can look like. Let's jump right into this. First thing you're going to do is come to this link. Links are always in the description down below. And we're going to be downloading a software called Snaz. This is a free software, so you're going to come down here and click download Snaz. It's a pretty small download, but once this is done, we're going to be installing it. Once your download is complete, simply click on the file, click run, and we're just going to follow normal on-screen setup. Click yes, and we're going to install the software in English. Select your file path, and click OK and install finally. You can click to launch Snaz straight away because we're going to be jumping straight into the software. So now that Snaz is open, it can look a little bit intimidating because there's a lot of different text files and boxes going on screen right now, but I'm going to be explaining what each of them do and what we're going to be looking at in particular. So for our instance, we're only going to be looking at this bottom box, and this is to create our countdown timer for OBS. So I'm going to be explaining each one of these boxes, and we're going to be going through it step by step. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the actual output format, and this is the actual style that's going to come up on our OBS scene. So as you can tell right now, there's 4 different functions here. There's $D, $H, $M, and $seconds. And the $sign is going to be replaced by a digit, and the D, H, M, and S basically stands for days, hours, minutes, and seconds. To reset this, you can click the button on the side if you change your settings, or you can remove these as you wish. If you know you're only going to be counting down for minutes and seconds, you can get rid of the 2 first digits and the 2 colons, and just have minutes and seconds. And if you want to reset, simply click the little box on the right hand side. For the time being, I'm going to leave it as minutes and seconds because that's what I'm going to be using for this tutorial, but it's as simple as that to set it up. The countdown timer below is actually what we're going to be using to count down to a specific time. To set it to the time it is now, you can simply click on the box on the right hand side, and it will set it to the current time. You can reset this every second if you wish. So what you're going to do to set your countdown timer is to set this X amount of minutes in the future. So if you know every day you start streaming at 12:40, we can set this to 12:40, 00, and we can set a countdown timer in OBS for this time. So you can set your stream to go live in that time, or you can just keep a stream live on your stream that's going to show your countdown timer like we are going to be setting up right now. So the live output box is going to be showing what actual time is being counted down currently. So if we click start right now, we can tell that this is the time that's going to be showing up once we set it up to OBS. And this time is going to be constantly ticking down as our time goes down. At the bottom, we can set up our message when done. So if you want to say, I'm live now, or whatever you want to write here, you can write here. And it's as simple as that to set up your actual timer settings. On the right, we're going to be able to set up a sound to play that when you're done. So if you want to select the sound on your PC, you can locate to a sound file that can have like a drum roll or something like that. So when the timer is counted down, you can play a sound. On the right, you can choose to use double digits. So say below, if your timer goes down below single digits, you can choose to still leave a 0 in front of that to make it all uniform. This is really up to yourself. It's a little bit of trying to see what you like. And finally, we can click on the right, remove time span equal to 0. And what that's going to do if you're streaming for a certain amount of time, and let's just say your hours go past 0, it'll simply remove that digit rather than leaving the hour digit to 0 there on the stream, which is a nice handy feature. Now finally, what we're going to be using itself is the snaz text file, and this is where this time is currently being streamed to. Now how we're going to be doing this is we're going to be reading a text file into OBS, and OBS is going to be reading from that text file to display the time on screen. Now there are some digital timers online that you can get OBS to read from, but they can be much more CPU taxing, and this is one of the easiest methods to do it, as it requires very little CPU power, and OBS is simply going to be reading from a file rather than streaming from a certain video place or getting an actual video file. So this is the easiest way to get this timer down, and it's also really easy to set up and customize exactly the way you want it. So what we're going to be doing now is copying this file path, and we're going to be jumping over to OBS to put this file path into OBS to display our timer on screen. So now that we have OBS open, I would recommend making a brand new scene and calling it countdown or whatever you want to name it, because this is going to be the easiest way, because you want to jump back and forth between this screen at all times. So I have a brand new scene named countdown right here, and I'm going to add a new countdown timer source, which is going to be a text GDI plus. So if you just name this countdown timer, and we're going to be able to change some settings on screen. So what you want to do once you're here is click on the file path to read from file, click browse, enter in your file name in the file path, click open, and your file will open, and you can see that your timer is counting down currently on screen. Now there's a couple of other settings you can change here, such as the font if you wish. You can change it to whatever kind of font you want. You can change the color, the opacity, the size. If you come up here to select font, on the right hand side you can change the actual size, or if you come to the top you can change it to whatever size font you want, so for 100 for example, and you can change it like that. Now if you are trying to change the size of it, I would recommend changing it with the font rather than dragging the little boxes on the side, because when you change it with the font it actually scales it up, whereas when you drag it with the corners on the box on screen, it can affect the quality and it's stretching the pixels rather than just changing the actual default text size. So if you ever want to change it, simply come back in here and click select font and just change the font size right here. So now that we've set the actual countdown timer, let's go back into Snaz and let's show you how to set up the count up timer if you want to do the opposite of this. So now that we're back in Snaz, we're going to be going to the second little tab here, and we're going to be going up to Chronos, and we're going to be taking our attention down here to Chrono up. This is what we're going to be looking for in particular. Here we're going to be able to set up our timer to go upwards. So what you can do is you can actually set your time that you've currently done. So if you've already done 14 hours, 15 minutes and 26